Hello, movie fans. Today, I will explain a Hindi 2017 thriller action film called Kaabil. Let's jump to the explanation. Rohan, who plays the title role in the movie, is blind. He is visually impaired. Although his world is darker than others, it is more extensive. Strong, self-assured, and living alone. He is simple and friendly, and he has a positive outlook, exactly like regular individuals. While Supriya, the main character, is also blind, they are not less strong than those who can see normally. They have a secure job, a good level of English, are able to dance and play the piano, are able to operate a cell phone, and can tell which bills are which denominations. The fact that they value life's beauty most highly is crucial. When God closes one door, He will open another one for you. It is accurate to say this. Rohan's hearing is acute. Rohan, who is nice, will assist the neighboring kid in fixing his bicycle. Rohan consistently responds, "Even if I can't see the road ahead, I will still illuminate the future world with my heart," in response to the child's dubious gaze. To Rohan, it is a crucial day. Rohan is going on a blind date with Supriya, a blind girl, with the help of a friend's introduction. Rohan was both anxious and enthusiastic. Though blind, we are not helpless. Rohan felt a strong emotion. The fit of their spirits was apparent despite the fact that he was unable to see Supriya's face. The moment Rohan saw this strong, happy female, he fell in love. The next several days, Rohan frequently appeared out of nowhere at Supriya's house, where he practiced the piano and even encouraged her to dance. I have to admit that Supriya was the one who allowed Rohan to open up to her, gave him the strength to pursue his own happiness, and made Rohan fall in love with Supriya. She opted to be with Rohan since she was so deeply impacted by him. Simply cuddling and engaging in typical romantic activities, the two blind individuals did. They visited the mall one day and found it to be overcrowded. They were separated by the mob, which moved on. Asking for assistance in a panic, Supriya's name was yelled out loud by Rohan, who was visibly nervous, but the mall was overrun with people. How many were there exactly? His cry might be heard. By voice groping, Rohan made his way to the stage. The host let him use his microphone, so he took it. Supriya's name was spoken out by Rohan. As Supriya listened, Rohan was also on her mind. He replied in a loud voice to Rohan's. Supriya moved from stage to stage with the aid of onlookers and approached Rohan's side, evoking the image of a lover who had been apart for a while but had recently reconciled. Rohan then made Supriya a marriage proposal. "You inspired me to courageously seek happiness, after all. Despite the fact that I have never experienced darkness, my world has never been light. I'm apart from you as of just this moment. I am aware of the world's gloom and my own isolation." Deep emotion filled Supriya. Happily, they merged together. As they prepared to build their own wonderful life, the two persons soon went to visit the new home. "Supriya, don't be scared. My current life's purpose is to strengthen myself," Rohan said to me when we were married. "However, there are always mishaps that shatter this beauty just when a bright future appears to be right in front of us." Rohan has gained recognition in the group for being a fantastic voice actor and having exceptional dubbing skills. Amit is often a tiny bastard. He sexually assaulted Supriya in front of Rohan by relying on his father's influence and strength. In his rage, Rohan assaulted Amit. Supriya had the impression that Rohan was by his side. She was at ease. She had faith that Rohan would protect her for the rest of her life. Amit, however, harbored resentment due to what had transpired previously. He entered Rohan's home with another beard-sporting criminal and raped Supriya when Rohan was away. In an effort to contact the police, Rohan hastily returned home. The police arrived at the spot to gather evidence and then instructed Rohan to get Supriya's. The medical report is most crucial, but Amit has already paid for the cops. He drove two victims to an abandoned warehouse rather than the hospital. The two were dropped into the ocean the next day. Rohan eventually seized them. Supriya arrived at the medical facility. The doctor informed them that the ideal window for gathering evidence had now closed. The evidence was lost. Thus it was only natural that the police would not begin the case. Supriya, distraught and in need, informed Rohan that he couldn't go back in time. When Rohan arrived at work and saw that his job had been interrupted, he was quite depressed. He made the choice to return and apologize to Supriya. After all, Supriya was the one who was hurt the most. A tragedy occurred as a result of his hasty return home. Suicide was perpetrated by Supriya. Amit had visited the home once more, according to the suicide note. To prevent Rohan from feeling down, Supriya made the decision to go from this gloomy place with regrets about her life. With Supriya gone, Rohan was overcome with despair and was unable to escape. Rohan was intimidated at this point by Amit's brother, who had arrived there. He should refrain from talking to the media about Amit if he wants to live in safety. Rohan is aware that putting his trust in the police at this time would be worthless. The only person you can depend on to get revenge on Supriya is him. He suppressed his feelings of melancholy and got to work on his plan of retaliation. An individual filled with hatred is insane, illogical, and hopeless. As he was already familiar with the surroundings and the terrain, Rohan headed to Amit's private bar first. He discreetly recorded Amit's brother's speech while he was speaking, as well as the voices of Amit and the bearded man when Amit entered the bar. As a voice actor, Rohan's profession. His ability to mimic these sounds is not tough. He studies their speech patterns and practice copying their voices every day. Rohan's most effective means of retaliation is voice. The plot for retribution was in place, and Rohan started carrying it out. Amit and Beard's relationship was initially started over the phone by him. Amit started to annoy Beard. Beard was invited to the exclusive bar by Rohan using voice commands, which Beard responded to. Beard entered the pub and discovered it came out that Rohan was the one who questioned him. Naturally, Rohan did not give him an opportunity to pause. After a struggle, Rohan killed the Beard, pretended to hang himself, and the Beard passed away mysteriously. Rohan was not located by the police, though they did. It was necessary to give up the proof. Then, in his capacity as the investigator, Rohan asked Amit to lock his warehouse so that he could see him. Early on, Rohan was waiting for them at the warehouse. Rohan struck Amit in the head with a stick as he opened the door, but he didn't anticipate Amit to be diligent about wearing his helmet. Rohan finds himself in a very bad predicament, and Amit knocks him to the ground. As he fell to the ground, Amit realized that Rohan couldn't see, so he used his ears to determine where he was. He removed his shoes. Amit's footfalls were too quiet for Rohan to hear, but he could smell his stinky feet. Rohan responded right away. Rohan restrained Amit with rope. In the pillar, Rohan considered Supriya and wished that all of these individuals would perish in hell. He phoned his brother while speaking in Amit's imitation, then set up the explosive scene. Amit's brother simultaneously detonated and kicked the warehouse door with his foot. Rohan's retaliation strategy was successful when the institution and warehouse burst. Last but not least, Amit is protected by his older brother, Shellar, who has not received any punishment. Rohan is considering getting even. The young boy next door pleaded with Rohan to assist him in acting out his parents' request for departure. The inspector overheard Rohan speaking on the phone. He saw the rationale behind the invitations sent to these individuals. The explanation is up. The investigator instructed his colleagues to look up the deceased's phone number. There were just 24 hours left for Rohan to schedule a meeting with Shellar. Rohan used his true name. This time, the place was the brand new home where he and Supriya got married. He prepared the area while waiting for Shellar. The people were taken by Shellar. Rohan put up a trap when he arrived at the scene to catch his helper. Shellar pulled out a rifle and pointed it at Rohan, but his brother died much too painfully. He didn't want to give Rohan an easy ride. They started fighting each other. They struck him, Shellar and Rohan. He would undoubtedly die if he went off the edge of the building. Shellar was taken to the building's edge by Rohan, who had secured a safety rope. The killer who killed Supriya was ultimately made to pay for his crimes by Rohan, who had achieved his goal of vengeance. Rohan was going to be arrested by the investigator, who promised to get some supporting documentation. Ultimately, it was found that the locals were blind and unable to offer proof. The phone booth's manager likewise had vision impairment. The sea is where Rohan scattered Supriya's ashes. Regardless of whether they walked in unison, they were never frail. Do not belittle those who are blind. They are all clever guys who may be both blind and not blind. Even though the eyes are blind, they are still omnipotent in the realm of love and respect. The beautiful movie ends here. Additionally, it was among Hrithik's finest performances of his career. He gave a flawless and persuasive performance. He really has mastered everything. Sadly, it didn't open in a theater close to me. Otherwise, the experience on the big screen would have been well worth it. When it initially became streamable, I first watched it on Netflix. Completely stealing the show was Hrithik. A few years ago, I saw it, and I still recall how pleased I was. If you haven't already, Everyone should give this at least one try. 9 out of 10 individuals will undoubtedly truly appreciate it. If you like this, please subscribe to our channel, and thanks for watching.